Greetings gamers and welcome to another Big Fat Hairy Loser update. Bad news out of the way first. The reason there wasn't an update over the past 2 weeks is because my family and I were out of town caring for a very sick relative who sadly passed away. We've been dealing with this death while preparing for exams and our lives have been really chaotic. I knew it was a mistake to live off takeout, but I didn't see any other options. So this episode I'll be looking at why I've gained 3 kilos since my last Big Fat Hairy Loser update and analyse why I could have done better as a learning experience. We will find ourselves away from home sometimes. Sometimes we won't have a fridge or a cooker nearby. Sometimes we're too busy, distracted, emotional, tired or bored, and food is a comfort. In fact, for those of us who can't get pleasure from exercise and food is our best or only comfort, it only takes a small upset in our life to push us back into our old self-destructive eating habits. Okay, so we're out of our comfort zone, tired, grief-stricken and stressed. There's not a clean fridge and not a clean microwave or a clean oven. The only food is what's available at the local chip shop or convenience store. Our first instinct was to take a trip to the chip shop, and there's nothing wrong with going to the chip shop, but I think what we did wrong was to order way too much food. We ended up throwing away excess food because we were so very stuffed after eating, so we overate and threw away food. We could have done with buying just 1 bag of chips instead of 3, and we could have each had our portion of protein and shared the chips. It would have generated less food waste and saved us money. Again, many fast food restaurants have healthier options than the super high calorie comfort foods, so not being able to cook didn't need to cause me to gain so much weight. When we were spending most of the day in the city centre, I could have had salad or carrot sticks and bottled water instead of a toffee latte or high sugar fizzy drink or milkshake. If you find yourself in a situation where there is no choice but to eat pre-prepared fast food, look for lower calorie, healthier options on the menu, and where there aren't options, try to order smaller portion sizes. While we were out of town, we had extremely uncomfortable sleeping arrangements in a house that physically made us sick with toxic black mould, living day to day as a walking zombie in a state of permanent sleep deprivation. In that state of mind, it's extremely difficult to resist the temptation to comfort eat. Sitting in a living room staring at a clock and a bag of crisps in plain sight, while in that state of mind, there's no way that I could have resisted the temptation to just have another bag of crisps. So what could I have done different? Well, high-calorie foods don't stop tiredness, and in truth doesn't give us the energy we think it does. It just gives us some emotional comfort, but leaves us even more drained of energy. In fact, mild hunger gives us more energy and improves our immune system, although full-blown starvation causes our bodies to crash, making us extremely sick. Sadly, mild hunger also makes us irritable, which can be a strain on our relationships. Furthermore, sunlight can help reset our body clocks. So what could I have done different? Instead of whiling away the unproductive hours feeling frustrated about not being able to do anything when there was so much that needed to be done, I could have gone out for walks and get some sunlight. The walks would also have cleared my head, given me time to think and burn calories. It might have helped me feel a little less tired. It would certainly have made me less bored and less stressed. On days when it was tipping it down with rain, I could have read a book. If nothing else, the story would have taken my mind off my tiredness. Even something simple like moving the bag of crisps to a location where it was out of sight would have helped me to stop thinking about them. Sometimes we were extremely busy as well as exhausted and stressed and emotional. And when this perfect storm coincides with readily available junk food and unavailable healthy food options, a poor diet is completely unavoidable. Weight gain can also be unavoidable. However, these situations are invariably temporary. One problem I had was the feeling and attitude when I got back home. Well, I've blown my diet, I might as well go all out and binge. I went from 3 large meals a day to 6 large meals a day and snacks in between for several days after returning home, which I could have gone straight back into my diet and exercise regime. I used my tiredness and stress as an excuse to allow myself to eat anything I liked. It's the old "my diet starts tomorrow" mentality. Something I could have done different was to jump back on the wagon a lot sooner. If I'd gone back to eating better on day 1 of my return home, I could have been restarting my weight loss from 115 kilograms instead of nearly 117 kilograms. Every step backwards only makes the goal further away and only makes the restarting decision that much harder. And that about wraps it up for this Big Fat Hairy Loser update. My goal for this week is to cut out all snacks and go back to eating 3 small portions per day. I'll let you know how I get on next week, but as for me, Big Fat Hairy Weight Gainer, hopefully soon to be Big Fat Hairy Loser, I'll see you in the next video.